It was surprising when they found an old handmade ladder going down into a dark, water-filled tunnel. Who could have been there before them? Let us see what happens next, because what they find will change everything. The discovery of gold in the water wasn't just exciting. It sparked hope that there could be more hidden in Oak Island's depths. The search area widened, and the brothers started to believe that gold might even be found near the trees on the island. Their hearts raced as they felt they were closer than ever to solving the centuries-old mystery. But the next discovery would reveal something far more dangerous than just treasure. Then, as they explored further, the brothers came upon the old ladder leading into a dark tunnel beneath the water. Could this be a clue from treasure hunters long ago, or something more? Local legends whispered of a curse that had taken lives before, saying that one more person would need to die before the treasure could be uncovered. Despite these chilling stories, the team remained focused and refused to give up. But the real question was, would the curse strike again before they uncovered the truth? As the episode continued, Paul, one of the team members, could hardly contain his excitement about the next steps of the search. Marty, ever the leader, asked if the team was ready to bring in the drilling rig. The team gave an enthusiastic yes, and everyone prepared to face the challenges ahead. They were particularly interested in a spot identified by two experts, Dr. Spooner and Dr. Michelle, who had been testing the water. They pointed to a specific area west of the garden shaft that they called the blob, suggesting that the treasure could be hidden within. The experts narrowed the search to a smaller area they jokingly named the baby blob. With a map in hand, the team theorized that a tunnel at 95 feet below the ground might lead directly to the treasure. They were eager to start drilling with their sights set on the baby blob, hoping it would hold the key to the mystery. As the rig got ready to dig into borehole DN 11.5, everyone's excitement built up. Could they finally be on the verge of finding something beneath the island? Charles Bockhaus, Oak Island's historian, stepped forward to lead the drilling. While he worked, Marty prepared to inspect the garden shaft, which had recently made a lot of progress. The team had removed piles of dirt and water from the old shaft, reinforcing it with wood, and they were now more than halfway to their goal of reaching 80 feet. With every step, they grew closer to uncovering more clues about the island's hidden past. Marty's journey down into the garden shaft led to an incredible discovery. He found the old ladder, hand-carved and perfectly preserved. Marty couldn't believe his eyes. This was solid evidence that someone had been here before, possibly centuries ago, searching for the same treasure. The team wondered if the person who made the ladder might have also hidden the gold they were searching for. Could this simple ladder be the key to unlocking the centuries-old mystery of Oak Island? As the drilling continued at borehole DN 11.5, everyone's attention was on the drilling rig. The team had drilled down between 78 and 88 feet, inching closer to their target. Suddenly, a loud grinding noise pierced the air. The drill operators stopped and measured the depth. To their surprise, they had broken through something. It was an open space about 1.5 feet wide. Terry, one of the geologists, anxiously waited for answers. Had they found a void, a tunnel, or something else? The drill operator confirmed they had hit an open space 90 feet below the surface, and the team quickly paused to figure out what to do next. Charles contacted the Lagina brothers right away to inform them of the discovery. Rick, thrilled by the news, rushed to the site. What had they uncovered in this hidden space? Could it be the treasure they had spent years searching for? When Rick arrived at the site, the drill operator explained how they had broken through an obstruction and reached the mysterious void. The team started to speculate. Could this be part of a tunnel? The excitement grew as they realized that this discovery aligned perfectly with other boreholes they had drilled nearby. To find out what was inside the space, Marty decided to take a core sample. Everyone waited, holding their breath, as the sample was brought up. When it was opened, they found chunks of wood. Was this from an ancient treasure chest, possibly hiding gold? Terry sent the wood sample for testing, and everyone hoped for more answers. Later, the team gathered at the Oak Island Interpretive Center to review the results with a metal archaeologist, Emma Culligan. Emma shared that the wood sample contained a surprising amount of gold, confirming that they were indeed on the right path. This discovery gave the entire team a new burst of hope. They were now more confident than ever that they were close to solving the Oak Island mystery. The drilling continued at the garden shaft, where the team hoped to find more clues. They planned to drill 12 more boreholes, hoping to find signs of human activity such as tunnels or hidden artifacts. Meanwhile, Rick and another team member, Peter Ramke, explored Lot 26, where they discovered an old stone wall. This was no ordinary wall. It looked like something that could hold another piece of the puzzle. As the team continued their search, they also dug deeper into the history of the island. Fred Nolan, a surveyor who had worked on the island for decades, had made many important discoveries, including a massive cross-shaped formation called Nolan's Cross. Fred's son Tom joined the team, sharing his father's notes and findings. One of these discoveries was an old well that seemed out of place, filled with broken pottery. What could this well have been used for? Could it be hiding more secrets? Tom also shared sketches from his father's notebook showing a mysterious stone formation they called the quadrilateral. This structure didn't appear natural, and the team wondered if it was linked to the treasure. With every new clue, the mystery of Oak Island deepened. Encouraged by their findings, Rick and Marty pushed further into the island's mysteries, eager to uncover what lies beneath. In the year 1861, something strange happened on Oak Island. A place called the Money Pit, where many believed treasure was buried long ago, suddenly collapsed. All the wooden beams holding it up disappeared without a trace. Some people thought this was a sign that something big, maybe even treasure, was hidden there. Others believed it was the work of ancient religious warriors who might have come to this island hundreds of years ago. They could have buried their riches from their long, difficult quests to protect sacred places and fight in holy battles. For years, two brothers, Rick and Marty Lagina, have been on a mission to find the treasure. They star in a TV show called The Curse of Oak Island, where they search the island hoping to discover the legendary wealth hidden for over 200 years. Despite all their hard work and countless searches, they haven't yet found the grand treasure they were looking for. But they did find small traces of gold in the water surrounding the island, which made them excited again. Could this mean that the treasure is real, or are they just chasing a legend? The island has a dark and spooky tale connected to it. Legend says that the treasure will not be found until 7 people lose their lives trying to uncover it. So far, 6 lives have been lost in the hunt, casting an eerie shadow over the search. Every time the brothers get closer, the legend looms over them like a storm cloud. Could the next step be their last? Over the years, the Lagina brothers have found many strange things that make them believe something important is hidden on Oak Island. They've uncovered pieces of wood, tools, and coins from long ago, and even a U-shaped structure that makes them think of old secret groups like the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were a group of Christian warriors from the Middle Ages who went on dangerous missions to protect sacred land. Some say they might have hidden their treasures on the island, treasures that include not just gold, but also sacred relics like the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant. Could it be that the most powerful relics of ancient history are lying somewhere beneath Oak Island's surface? The brothers found an old cross made of lead, which might have been connected to the Knights Templar. This cross, along with other discoveries like old coins and tools, only made the mystery even more exciting. It seemed that Oak Island wasn't just about treasure, it could also be holding objects of great historical and religious importance. Maybe the island wasn't just a hiding place for gold, but for something even bigger, something that could change how we see history itself. The team kept digging, searching every corner of the island. They used advanced technology to look deep into the ground and underwater, hoping to find clues. Each time they found a piece of gold or an ancient object, it pushed them to keep going. Then they found something even more thrilling, traces of gold in the island's waters. Could this mean that the treasure is close, or was it another trick of the island, leading them deeper into its mysteries? As each season of exploration passed, the team grew more determined. They found a spot they called the Baby Blob, which seemed like it could be the place where the treasure was buried. This time, they planned to dig deeper than ever before. But they had to be careful. The island's legend warned of danger, and they knew that 6 lives had already been lost. Would this dig be the one that finally uncovers the treasure, or would it bring them face to face with the island's deadly curse? As they pushed forward, digging deeper into the Baby Blob, anticipation ran high. Every shovel of earth and every core sample taken brought the Lagina brothers closer to answers. It wasn't just about the treasure anymore. The island was revealing a history far more complex than anyone had anticipated. Their equipment picked up unusual readings, voids, metal signatures, and signs of wooden structures deep underground. The excitement in the war room grew with each data point. Still, Oak Island was known for its tricks, its many false leads, and its dangerous history. Everyone on the team knew the risk, but their resolve never wavered. Meanwhile, another important piece of the puzzle came into play when Emma Culligan, the team's trusted metal detection expert, ran further tests on the wood sample retrieved from the 90-foot void. The results stunned everyone. Not only did it contain gold, but also traces of silver and other rare metals. These weren't modern contaminants. These elements had been embedded in the wood for hundreds of years. It was yet another signal that whatever was down there had value, maybe not just monetary, but historical. If there was indeed treasure, this may have once been part of the chest or room that held it. The possibility of an underground chamber filled with ancient artifacts began to feel more real than ever. The team speculated that the wood might have been used in trapdoor mechanisms or as flooring for a secret chamber, designed to collapse or flood if disturbed. This wasn't a random pile of junk, it had purpose. Rick, normally cautious and reserved, was visibly moved by the discovery. His voice cracked slightly as he spoke to the team. He had always said they were on a mission of truth, not greed, and now the truth seemed just within reach. Adding to the intrigue, geophysical scans revealed strange rectangular shapes buried deep beneath the surface. These were not natural formations. The rectangles measured too precisely and were oriented in directions that seemed deliberately placed. Theories began to swirl again. Was this an underground vault built by the Templars or some other secret society? Could it be the remnants of a ship buried on land, used to transport treasure and then hidden forever? Or were these just anomalies created by centuries of drilling and sinkhole collapses? The only way to find out was to dig. And so they did. Each borehole was chosen with surgical precision, guided by historical records, expert analyses, and intuition honed over years of work. Some came up empty. Others hit rock or silt. But a few returned intriguing signs: more wood, faint traces of metals, and even what appeared to be parchment fibers. That raised even bigger questions. If old parchment was found, could documents or scrolls be buried down there too? Were these sacred texts, maps, or records of ancient knowledge meant to be kept hidden forever? The focus then shifted toward the garden shaft once again. This shaft, once thought to be irrelevant, had turned into one of their most promising locations. After draining it and reinforcing its walls, they began sending people down safely to explore. The hand-carved ladder was just the beginning. As they descended deeper, the team discovered horizontal beams that suggested a tunnel system. This wasn't a simple hole in the ground. It was an engineered passage, likely constructed by skilled workers from centuries ago. Who were these people? Pirates? Templars? Spanish explorers? During one descent, the crew uncovered what looked like an air shaft or ventilation tunnel. This was another indication that whoever built these structures had planned for long-term occupancy or long-duration work. They needed airflow to avoid suffocation underground. The team's minds reeled. What were they digging for? How much time and labor had been spent constructing this elaborate system? The deeper they went, the more it felt like they were unearthing a lost civilization's efforts, something far grander than a buried chest of gold doubloons. Meanwhile, Rick revisited Fred Nolan's sketches and maps. One drawing stood out. It depicted 5 large boulders arranged in the shape of a cross, pointing to a central location on the island. Dubbed Nolan's Cross, this formation aligned perfectly with solar and lunar events, and some believed it held Masonic or Templar symbolism. Many researchers thought that such alignment wasn't coincidental, but rather a coded map pointing to the treasure's location. If true, this was a sophisticated design created by people who understood geometry, astronomy, and secrecy. Tom Nolan, Fred's son, shared another important finding: a strange, geometrically perfect quadrilateral made of stones in Lot 26. It had never been fully explored. Rick and Gary Drayton, the metal detecting expert, went to investigate. As Gary swept his detector across the ground, the machine emitted strong signals. They dug cautiously and unearthed a rusted metal hinge that appeared handmade, possibly centuries old. The team believed it could have come from a treasure chest or ancient gate. They logged the coordinates and sent the artifact for analysis. As the episode closed, the team gathered once more to plan their next move. Spirits were high. They had discovered more evidence in a few weeks than they had in entire seasons before. Gold traces, a man-made void at 90 feet, ancient wood, parchment fragments, a stone quadrilateral, and possible tunnel networks. This wasn't just a legend. Oak Island was giving up its secrets slowly but surely. But with every discovery came a greater risk. The curse still lingered in everyone's mind. 6 lives had already been claimed by the island. Would they find the treasure before a 7th was taken? The brothers didn't believe in magic, but they respected history and the dangers of obsession. They promised their families and their team that safety would always come first, even when the lure of gold and glory whispered otherwise. Despite these concerns, the dream of uncovering the truth kept driving them forward. They knew they were part of something bigger, something that stretched across time, oceans, and belief systems. They weren't just hunting treasure. They were solving a puzzle built by unknown hands, preserved by secrecy, and protected by centuries of silence. As dawn broke on another day on Oak Island, the crew assembled once again, ready to dig, drill, and explore. The fog rolled in off the Atlantic, shrouding the island in a silver mist. In the distance, a lone raven perched on a tree branch, watching the dig site. Superstition or not, the atmosphere was electric. They were standing on the edge of history, the brink of discovery. The machinery roared back to life. Drill bits spun, dirt flew, and hopeful eyes watched monitors and sample trays. Gary swept his detector across Lot 27, while Emma prepped more materials for metal testing. Marty leaned over the shaft, staring into the darkness, remembering the moment they pulled that old ladder from the depths. That ladder was a bridge, not just to the past, but to the answers they'd chased for so long. The island remained silent, but its silence felt different now. Not like it was hiding something.